This is John for Global Woman Sports Radio. Today, I have the pleasure of being on the beat with fitness competitor Kristin Marushka. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I got lots to talk to you about. Let me start by asking you, how did you get started in the field?
Um, well, it probably goes back to my childhood because loved basketball, slept with my basketball, always into sports, always into athletics. And then when I got to college, I became a fitness instructor and then kept going. So next level, next level. And I thought, well, let's try this sport out. So I found a competition and I did really well my first go round. I started kind of late in the game. I started when I was 40. Most people start in their 20s. So it's just been going great since then.
Now, you described it as a sport, and I agree. Some people will say it's not a sport. How would you address that?
I think it's an individual sport. I mean, you're competing against other people. So it is a competition. The difference is it's not a group sport. So it's a little bit more difficult because you're by yourself. So you have to be disciplined. You have to have that motivation. Just like if you're in a group sport, other people depend on you, but this one, everything is on you.
Now, what is your motivation to keep going? You said you got a late start. Obviously, you're not 90, but you're a little bit older. It's a little bit tougher. How do you keep going?
For me, my ultimate goal is to get a pro card. And that's what I'm working towards. So that is kind of the carrot in front of me. And the reason I would like that is because I can kind of use that to help other people. Right now, what I'm doing is I help girls pose. So I've been a trainer. I've helped people train. I've taken them through the diet, through the physique part. But I really enjoy polishing them up because with the competitions, you have to present your package in the best light possible. And that's really a lot of fun for me.
What does it take to get a pro card?
So it depends. So if you are under 35, there are different categories per age group. And so you have to win like top 3 for your age and your height group at certain competitions. So you have to start out like at a regional competition, and then you go to a national competition, and then you go from one organization into the professional organization. So then once you're over 35, you go into the masters category. So there's various competitions for that you can potentially get your pro card at the masters level.
And how long would you want to keep doing that?
I don't know. I enjoy it. I actually enjoy working out. Like I said, fitness and health and athletics have always been a part of my life. So for me, it's kind of like eating and sleeping. So I need that physical activity to feel normal. So, and I enjoy it. I love it. I love the gym. I love sports, you name it. And I enjoy that.
So if you like working out, what is the one exercise that you always do, but you really don't? Is there one that you really don't like, but you always do it?
Abs. I really don't like to do abs. To me, it's so boring. Probably you could probably tell. I mean, I don't have the big ripped 6-pack abs, probably because I don't like doing those as much. My favorite are my shoulders and my triceps. So I do kind of focus on those more.
And I always ask artists, how do you know when you're done or like you've got it to where you want to be? How do you know at that, like, where to stop? Or do you stop? Do you just keep going?
As a sport or for a body?
I'm sorry, like as you're building your body.
Okay, so for me, this isn't probably a weird strategy, but so I think of this as like a lifelong deal, health, fitness. I mean, as we grow older, we lose muscle mass. So you have to keep going. You have to eat more protein. You have to do things to balance your body out. So for me, I pick a body part per year, and I really focus on that a little bit more than just doing the overall general stuff. So like one year I focused my shoulders, and my shoulders, I mean, like I can have my shoulders like pretty rounded out. So you can't see it that great in this. But the next year I focused on triceps. The next year I focused on just my quads. So I pick a different body part every year to focus on. And then once I'm satisfied with that, then I pick something different the next year.
And so what is your basically like in a given week, what would your workout routine be roughly?
So for me, I work out right now about 6 days a week. So I'm in prep right now for a competition. So it's 6 days a week. Cardio's 6 days a week. So it can vary from 30 minutes to 60 minutes. Very not too intense, but enough to break a sweat, enough to get your heart rate up. And then I do shoulders twice a week. I do legs twice a week, and I do back and arms once a week.
Do you have a preference between free weights or machines?
I like a variety. I like a variety for sure. There's things that the machines can offer that the free weights don't, and then there's free weights have their benefits versus the machines.
And in sculpting your body, can you go overboard? Could you do too much? Could for your competition, could your arms be too big? Could your shoulders be too buff?
Yes, for bikini, so that's the level I'm at. Bikini, they want you to have like an hourglass shape, but you have to be lean. You have to have, they want like an X pattern. So your shoulders, small waist, and your bottom has to be like nice and round. You know, no cellulite, no jiggle, nothing too shredded, because then that takes you into another level, which is called figure. And so they have all these different styles or levels or categories, categories, and you train for your category.
And was there any specific reason why you chose, like I had no idea there were that many categories. Is there a reason why you chose your given category, or were you in others as well before?
I tried figure. So figure is the next step up from bikini. And I just wouldn't be able to, my body frame wouldn't support that unless I ate a lot and I was training like heavy weights. And so my background, I was a fitness instructor. So I did Zumba, I did cardio, I did boot camp. So my frame is a little bit smaller, and bikini just fit my body type a little bit better. So that's kind of the category I stay with.
How hard was it for you the first time, or how long did it take for you to get comfortable going up on stage in front of people in a bikini?
For me, it wasn't too difficult because I'm used to instructing. Like I said, I've been a fitness instructor for 20 some years. So I'm used to, it's almost like I have an alter ego when I go in front of a crowd. So it's easy for me to present and just kind of be in the moment. It wasn't really difficult for me.
Well, actually, that brings up my next point. You clicked a point in my head. How much do you think is personality? Obviously, it's body, of course, but how much personality do you think weighs into it when you're up on stage?
I think it could be the deciding factor. So if you have two girls that have very similar bodies, and one girl is very blah and it's not hitting her poses, and you have somebody that is enjoying themselves and smiling, and they have more charisma, that's definitely going to make an impact on the judge. So I think it could be the determining factor between first and second.
And what is your basic diet? Do you have cheat days? Do you still eat the occasional cookie, etc.?
And it depends. So on off season, yeah. So off season, it just depends. So off season is probably about 8 months. So you kind of, as long as you don't go too far overboard, meaning maybe you can just live a normal lifestyle. When you're getting a little closer to prep, which is about a 4 month range, then you start limiting to maybe 2 cheat meals a week, and you start kind of eliminating, a lot of the excess, starchy carbs. You start bringing it in, kind of start getting yourself ready. And then once you're in prep, so my diet's probably between 1,500 calories and 1,600 calories right now. So maximize protein. And I'm not sure how much you know about that, but so carbs, I have about the same amount of carbs as I do protein, and then fats are minimal.
Well, that sounds livable. I mean,
Yeah, it's not too bad. I eat 6 times a day. I have chicken. I can have egg whites. I have lots of greens. mean, I do drink a lot of water. So it's not too bad. It does get a little boring times, but you get creative, you get creative with your diet.
What's your go-to dish? Like something that is within your diet, but kind of creative.
Well, what I've been making lately I love Spanish food, Mexican food. So I like flautas. Do you know what a flauta is?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So I do the shredded chicken. So I boil my chicken, I shred it, I get a low carb tortilla, I roll it up and I put it in the air fryer. And then I can use salsa and avocado. And it's not the best. It's not like the deep fried flour tortilla that I really love, but it's definitely a good substitute.
But see, I like that sometimes because you can taste more of the actual flavor of the food sometimes as opposed to going into the fried thing.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned the off season, the on season. When is your next competition?
So the next one I have, well, the first one for me this season is July 1st. So that's in about 3.5 weeks. And that will be in New Jersey. And it's called Fitness Universe. I haven't done this one before, so this will be a new experience. And then after that, we have one called Masters Nationals, and it's a Gary Udit production. So that's in Pittsburgh, and that's also a national competition.
So how many would you do during the season? How many competitions would you do?
Typically, I do 2. This year, I am anticipating doing 3.
And I assume you have sponsors of some sort? Is that how it works, or?
Right now, I self-sponsor, so it's very difficult. So I try to save, and I'm open for sponsorships, but it's hard for me to ask for money or ask for donations. So I kind of have just tried to do it on my own.
Well, let me ask for you. People should help you because I have friends in that do bodybuilding. I know the struggles they go through. I know the costs are involved. So if anybody's watching this, whoever is watching this, if they like to help contribute, how could they?
They can reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram, and they can message me. They can do a direct message, and that would be great. And then I can give them a list of maybe costs that if they would want to pick like something to sponsor me for, they could sponsor an entry fee. Entry fees typically for these shows are $275 per category. So if you enter 2 different categories, then meaning 2 different, like maybe age groups, that's over $500. So it adds up. Bikinis are expensive. Of course, like hotel accommodations, all of those things just add up your prep. But I mean, that would be very helpful.
Well, we encourage everybody to do that. Before I let you go, when you're not in training, or even when you just need to get away from it, get away from everything for a while, what do you like to do to unwind or relax?
I love dogs. I have several dogs. So I have 3 Dobermans and a Pomeranian. And so just hanging out with the dogs, I didn't realize how relaxing the dogs can be. So I just take the dogs out, play catch with them, and just relax. That's what I've been doing lately.
Well, that sounds like a fun evening.
That's pretty. Sometimes it's
absolutely. I love hanging out with I don't have dogs, my sisters do, and I love hanging out with the dogs. But before I let you go, is there any last things you like to promote? Anything you like to tell people where to find you other than Facebook, Twitter? Do you have a website or no?
Right now, I'm just working on building my website.
Okay.
It will be at Get Fit with Kristin. But if they want to just reach out to me on Instagram, it's at Get Fit with Kristin, Kristin. Facebook is Kris Marushka, KrisMarushka. The H is for production, for pronunciation more than anything. So you can pronounce my name Marushka or Maruska. It depends on where you're at in the nation. So yeah, they can just reach out like that. And then from there, I'll link my website to that one once it's finished.
Awesome. Well, Kristin, I really appreciate your time. I wish you good luck in the competition. And once it's over, once the season is over sometime, I'd like to catch up with you and see how it went. And
yes, definitely. Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, you have a great evening and thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Talk soon.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.